What's up, Herb? How you been? Probably lower this up. Hey, Jamie. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. I was thinking about lowering that a little bit, but I could probably just bring it in a little bit. Hanging in there, Herb. Hanging in there. Back in 1 second. It's been a while since I did this. Trying to get situated on what I want to do. I'm setting this up here. So we're going to start with a spiral. See how well I can do. How's everybody Saturday? Well, unless you're... it's still Saturday, right? Holy cow. What is going on? Oh, these are twisted. That's why it's giving me a pain in the neck. It's a different batch than I normally have. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. Start in the middle. So this is I don't really know if it's really a gift, but it's for thank you for someone, to someone who made us a blanket with all of our quilt, I guess you want to say. Tell me if that's too loud. But did mute unmute? Yeah. She made us a quilt of all of McKenna's shirts from when we went to Disney, and she didn't want anything for it. So I told her next time she wants something that it would be she wouldn't be paying for it. So I think her son had a baby, so this is the baby's name. I think I'm going to switch to a different blade here. So cutting a little shabby. So that was a Nequa blade, 2-aught spiral. I'm going to switch over to the Pegasus 2-aught. I made these little holders on the side. All it is a 1x6. No, not even a 1x6. What is that? It's a 1/2 inch by 6 inches wide. From the big box store. And I drilled I think it was an inch hole, Forstner bit, and then dropped the tubes in. So the lip here catches the tube, and they're right here on either side. I have the Pegasus on the left, on my right, and the Nequa's on my left. I usually switch off, on and off, depending on the thing I'm cutting. Good afternoon, Shaylee. How are you? Right, let's catch back up to where we were at. Probably should just do this with the flat blade, but I haven't been out here scrolling in quite some time. The other day I went to cut something, I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? I couldn't stay on the line. So Yeah, I keep spinning it like I'm using a flat blade. I like to normally use spirals for patterns, not usually letters, but I don't exactly know why I started with a spiral. But we'll probably change out in a second. If anybody has any questions or type them in there and I will answer them in a few minutes. So I normally do these designs in Inkscape, but for some reason the font was not coming over no matter what I did. So then what I did is, since I have Aspire, brought it into Aspire, saved it as a I saved it as an SVG, and then I gotta tighten that arm. It's falling down a little too fast. And then imported it as an SVG into, come on, probably should have cut that straight across. Imported it into Inkscape as an SVG, modified the size, and then printed it from there. Actually, no. I brought it into another program called Big Print. There we go. S is done. And then Big Print, I'm able to take resize any picture. So then took it from, what is it, just that Inkscape, saved it as a PNG, opened it up in Big Print, and then told it I wanted it to be, I think 5.5 inches tall. 5.5 inches tall, 23 inches wide, so I could put it on a 6x24 piece of wood. And we're gonna go with let's do a 2-aught. 2-aught flat Pegasus. But I think I have a video out there on my YouTube channel how to actually design the word in Word. So there's a couple of different ways to do it. not really a Photoshop guy, so. Where is everybody from out there watching? What do I want to do first? The little pieces. See, and like this, don't break that blade. As you can see on the end, this piece right here, I'm not going to cut that. It's so small. You know that this line goes straight up and down. The A, I'm going to do those two little ones. It's not too bad. I can still get a blade in there. I could, hey Steve, I can see the. I could get not a saw blade, a drill bit in there to drill a hole, so I don't have to get any crazy drill bits out to fit. So I was just like, let's do it. But most of those lines and stuff, you can get away with not doing some of them because you can. That didn't work. There we go. Yeah. I knew that was going to work. Do that. I bent it. We're going to go to number 3, modified geometry. The 2/0 are very, very sharp, but very brittle. And if you get any type of bend in it, it'll snap exactly where that bend was. So let's go back to doing what we were doing. Hey, Russ. How you been? See if I can just scoot this over a little bit. This you guys, it's blinding you guys, right? What if I do like that? Gives me a little light. You could kind of see that, right? I just have to remember I'm using a flat blade and not a not a spiral blade. And that's what happens sometimes. And I'm going to hit that. So we're going to be switching on or off. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I'm not making this whole thing with flat blade. It's not going to work. Between the arm of the light and the camera setup I have right now, I'm not able to swing this. Be knocking everything over. I should have thought of that before I started, but. Hey, Dave. What's up, Dave? How you been? Hopefully, everything's going well down there for you. I think the weather everywhere is supposed to be halfway decent. So, can't wait till spring hits so that we can open up the garage doors and get some breeze in here. Maybe we'll start scrolling on the patio. I have to run that past the boss. See if it's okay. There we go. Ah, don't let go. Sometimes when I drill these holes, some of them I drill by hand. Right now I have a jig set up on my drill press, so for another project I can't use the drill press. So if you drill by hand, sometimes it's not going to be a perpendicular cut or perpendicular hole. So if there's any sort of an angle and then you start and it's a tight hole, start the saw, that blade's going to catch and lift your piece. But for the most part, I can leave the spiral blade there. It won't lift. If I had a flat blade in there, it would, because the teeth will catch and lift the piece up. But oof, why is that squeaking? Oh, Pat H. I thought it said path. Sorry, Pat. Oh, did it again. How's everybody Saturday going? Hey, see, I can see that's going to jump in a second. There we go. Now it won't. I like to do these little pieces first, and then do the large cutouts. Just it's a little bit more meat there to hold on to, and to make sure I don't snap any pieces out. So this is a 3/4 inch pine. It smells nice. I didn't have any poplar on hand, so it's going to be painted. I believe I'm just going to paint it white. So I'll do is I'll pretty much sanded the both sides prior to gluing the stencil down. And what I do is, after I sand, I put down this transfer paper. I don't know where it is. It's over there on the bench. I think I have a link to it in the video description. And I'll put that down. I'll squeegee it. Make sure it's fully adhered down, and then use spray adhesive, 77 or 90, doesn't matter, on the paper. And I glue it down, and once I'm all done, pretty much just peel off the transfer paper, which takes the pattern, and there's really no sanding needed after it. At least on the front. On the back, usually always sand it on the back with the spiral. So I'll use the micromotor with the 3M bristle, disc bristle, bristle. Yeah, can't even say it. Dun, 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 dun. And that'll clean off the back. I got away from using the orbital just because a lot of the patterns I do are so intricate that if I use a spiral orbital sander, it will break, snap my pieces. Give me 1 second. I'll go get that piece. I'll show you. So I have a couple of, I don't know if it's live videos or actual videos of me cutting it, but I do a lot of these crosses for segments. So trying to sand the back of that with orbital sander is just going to break all those pieces. So this is, I haven't cleaned that up yet, but I'll be doing that later. But that's the reason why I no longer use an orbital sander. You could use a little blowtorch if you had a little butane torch. You can, torch the back of it to clean up those fuzzies also. But yeah, I knew that was going to happen. You have best clamping ability on these clamps when you're pushing into the blade. Into the blade. When you're pulling it away from the blade, there's nothing in front of it to stop it, so it comes out a lot easier. But using a spiral, cutting every which way, kind of just got to slow down a little bit when you're pulling it towards you. Sometimes I just get a little too impatient. And as you're cutting with the spiral, mainly a spiral, there's a lot of give in it, right? So when you're cutting thick pieces or stacked pieces, as you're coming towards the end of the cut, the top of the blade might be cutting to the line, but the bottom of the blade might not be. So as you're coming to your end of your cut, slow down a little bit so that let the top of the blade and the bottom of the blade catch up to each other, and then continue going. It's just I stack cut a lot of things, and I noticed that one time. And I'm like, you know. If anybody has any questions, type them in the chat, and in between each one, I'll look up and try and answer. Like I was saying about stopping or slowing down and letting it catch up. That's what I do in the pretty much each corner. The thing about spiral blades is they're very kid friendly. They will chew up your table. I can tell you that. Just from me going aggressively in each direction. Every once in a while, it'll tap the table and cut it out a little bit, but it's not that big of a deal. Oops. That went through the bottom. So I was saying, is spiral blades are great for kids when they're starting, especially the young kids. My girls uh, all cut with a spiral blade. Oh, I'm not cutting that in. Why am I not cutting that? I didn't drill the hole, so I'm not cutting it. So my girls have cut with a spiral blade. It's less likely for you to really cut yourself. I mean, the flat blade you can, or sharp flat blade is so if the blade's going, so I can rub my finger on it, and there's nothing. Do that to a flat blade, it will cut, but it's not gonna be too bad. So, of course, you cut your finger, even if it's a paper cut, it bleeds like son of a gun. So it's more scary than anything for a kid. So, but yeah, my girls, we cut 100 and something cars for a donation last year. I think it was last year. I was positive last year. And they had fun. I might do something like that again this summer. I'll try and bring back these live scrolling again. See. Leonard Davis. What's happening, Leonard? Man, I think every single one of these holes I drilled on an angle. Man, pine brings back the smell. Smell brings back my days in high school when I was in wood shop. That's all we used was pine. Pretty good scrolling right by the fridge here. It's a refrigerator. Open it up and take a drink. So yeah, in high school we did. I think every project we did was out of pine. Yeah, I felt that coming out. The other good thing with the spiral blade, you could go back and use it like a sandpaper. If the line isn't, if you didn't get it 100% to your line, you can go back and shimmy to it. Let's see, what do I want to do next? Do I really want to cut that? I don't think I need to. I think I did. Yeah, I did cut it. I did drill it. So that over by the end's the only one I didn't do. So small. Then what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll do the bottom parts of the letters, the large letters, and then how do I do it normally? Yeah, bottom part of the letter, top part of the letter, and then the actual the middle. Now the middle should be, if I designed it right, it's one hole that will do all of Emily, and then there'll be two holes, one for the A and then one for the two ends. So it's just that script A didn't go into the end, or it would have been all one. But all right, so now let's start with the bottom. Yeah, you mean about the fridge, Leonard? This isn't normally where the scroll saw stays, but there's been a little bit of rearranging going on in the shop here. I had a couple of projects going on that I had to move things around. But soon, I hope I'll have my cyclone hooked up and ducked, and then all the tools will be at their final resting stations. Of course, I will not have the dust collector on the scroll saw unless I can finagle a way to run like a little shop vac over in this other room over here and run it, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to check it out. But I usually don't run it because scroll saw being as loud as it is, I think that's the max people can listen to without saying, forget it, I'm not listening to this guy. So yeah, so there's just some rearranging going on and trying to figure out where tools should be, get them to a place that they'll actually stay for good. Because I keep I keep playing with toying around with moving the table saw because I need to make a assembly table. I can't keep using my CNC as my assembly table. I want to make an assembly table, but then make it double duty as an outfeed table because the shop's not big enough to have an assembly table and an outfeed table. Hey, if anybody's friends with Chris Cute, make sure you message him and say, hey, how's the scroll saw going? Because I haven't seen any pictures when I'm cutting on it. And I hate to be a nag, but, you know, if you all nag him, it's better than me nagging him. Come on. So like I said before, I think this is going to be white. I don't know. I have to ask my wife to ask her friend what color she would like it. You know, I try not to, like when I do those crosses, I ask people like, you know, what color would you like? You know, me staining them, it's nice and easy, but sometimes, you know, maybe the child likes a specific color. So it seems that I'm doing more and more colored. So I spray paint some of them, some of the backers. I've done a couple different colors. A couple of dark stains, one or two light. Then a pink cross. The next one I got to do, this one I just showed you, this communion one is going to be pink, but I have a confirmation one I have to finish. That's going to be Nantucket blue, which I never knew that was a actual color, but I actually like the color. I'm like, maybe I need to move to Nantucket. No, just kidding. Some people will slow down their saw a little bit when they do thicker pieces of wood. I usually use one speed the whole time. It's just how I do things. But I tell people all the time, you know, don't go by what other people do. You got to test it out yourself. So this is a 2/0 Oh, yeah, this is a 2/0 blade. I usually cut everything either with a 2/0 Pegas, 2/0 Nequa, and then every perimeter cut, like the outside of this cross, the backers over on the table. So I didn't grab it, but what I'll do is I cut the pattern, and then I don't cut the border yet. And then once I cut the pattern, I'll actually leave extra and then tack in the corners onto the backer, and then cut the backer and the pattern top together so they're exactly the same width and everything. So you could put like over here I have on the side of my saw, I keep what's this, a quarter? Yeah, this is a 1/4-inch washer. You could take a pencil and have this slide around, and you'll have a 1/4-inch reveal. So I have it all the way up to, or down to, what is this, a 16th? I think that's a 16th. No, I think that's an 1/8. 1/8 quarter. Keep them on the side of the saw so I don't lose them. I think that says a 16th. But normally I just kind of eyeball it. 5/16. So they all live on the side with magnets on the side of the saw, so I don't lose them, and I don't have to go looking for washers through the shop. Even though all the washers are in the far corner in a little Rubbermaid thing. Oh, thanks, John. How you been, John? Yeah, everything's good, John. It's just, I know it's been a while. I've been doing a bunch of projects and haven't been able to come out here. I've been spending a lot of evenings watching movies with the kids and my wife. I'm going to try and get on a good schedule of doing a live stream. I don't know if it's going to be a weekday evening, a weekday afternoon, or maybe a weekend. I don't know. We'll see. I also want to do some videos on. It's loud. I want to do a couple of videos for beginner scrollers. Maybe have one of my girls come out and I could be the teacher. It's the only way in life that I would be a teacher. I would not last a day in a classroom. My wife is a saint. She teaches first grade. She loves all those little rugrats. I don't know. Maybe if it was a subject that I liked, but to teach everything, I can't do that. Math, science, woodworking. That's about it. get done by 8? Oof, I don't think so. So I'm probably going to have a hard stop at 8 o'clock. Just so I can, oh, thank you, John. Gonna go have dinner with my wife. Well, she's cooking dinner. I'm gonna go eat with her. I was gonna start this earlier, but I haven't used my spray adhesive for so long that the head clogged, and I have to soak it in acetone. Probably would have been faster to run to the big box store and grab a new can, but let's do it this way. Yep, not hit. Yeah, good. And I like to, even though I have a spiral, I like to cut into the blade. So I will spin it every once in a while like I'm using a flat blade. But especially at long cuts, I don't want to pop the blade out of the holder. I don't care how tight you make those holders, the thumb screws, it's still going to come out. I even tried it once. I tightened it with pliers and did a long cut pulling towards me, and I still pulled the blade out. So it's not the holder, it's just science, physics. I only see 6 on my screen, John. I can't see where they're from, what platform they're at. Steve was on here. Oh yeah, Leonard, have a good day. Happy Easter if you celebrate Easter. If you celebrate Passover, I believe that passed. But yeah, Leonard, I'll be back on here. Sorry, I think that the wire was touching the piece of wood. It was vibrating in my ear, so you probably heard something. Alrighty. Spin this around here. Why does that S look lower than... That's weird. Oh, too late now. I'll have to wait till I'm done and see what it looks like. So if you guys don't do it already, try and drill your hole closer to like a corner. So when you cut, you're really starting in that corner and going out. Like I don't ask me why I do it. I always drill mine, and then I'm like, why'd you do that? You're supposed to drill it in a corner. Reason being is if you're coming from here, and then when you're coming at your end of your cut, you may just, the blade may jump, and then you're left with a little nub. Then you got to clean it out. That's what I just had to do here. With a spiral, it's a lot easier than with a flat blade, but I don't know. Learn from others' mistakes, they say, right? What time is it? 7:36. Not so bad. Whoops. Anybody have any questions? Comments? Weather updates? Life updates? whole life here. Yeah, well, I figure get me talking about something else other than nothing. But I don't know if anybody new is on here. This is a going to be a gift or thank you. Yeah, thank you gift for a woman that my wife used to work with. Made my daughter McKenna a quilt out of all of the. I don't know if I posted it on my Facebook or my daughter's Instagram. I don't remember. But McKenna had cancer, and she beat it. She's in remission. But we had the Make-A-Wish trip, and her one of her shirts, or a couple of her shirts from the trip that we made up, or a friend of ours made up, I should say. Took those, took all the shirts and cut them up and made a couple of pillows out of a couple of shirts, and so she did that free of charge, which is a lot of work, and we wanted to repay her somehow. So we said, you know, there's something we can do, and I think I made her one for her other grandkid that was born, grandchild. I think it was a granddaughter too, right? Yeah, I think so. So we said, all right, well, we'll do this, you know. So that's what this is. It's a thank you gift for her to give to her granddaughter. I've made a couple of these. Made one for my cousin for her wedding dais. Actually, I think I made one for both my cousins. Oh, one was for her dais. The other cousin was just, you know, for her. And then I made one for my niece. So these are. Oop, I knocked you. Oh, thanks, John. Yeah, she's 36 horses. Wow. Jersey cows. My father-in-law had a horse. Well, yeah, he had horses. More ponies than horses. We used to do pony rides. He used to love it. Didn't make a dime. He just loved the kids' faces. So he did that. You know, went to birthday parties, and he had a couple of big regular size horses. Mapalusi. He had some Shetland pony. Right. What was Man, I'm drawing a blank at what all the horses were. We also had a Angus, Black Angus bull. Went to the auction once, and my wife thought he was cute. Thought it was a heifer, and when we got it home the next day, realized he was not. And that bull threw me around like a rag doll sometimes. I gotta go to the eye doctor soon. Get these glasses renewed. Normally I have the light closer, but I don't want it to drown out. You guys can't see, so every once in a while I'll come off the line a little bit, but if I could catch it, I could kind of fix it. Like that, twice. Also help if I could see the line. So most of the time I'll be on the inside of the line versus on the line or outside the line. Because if you make a mistake, you can always make it a little bit bigger versus can't make it smaller. Just want to glue that piece in there. And hey, John, what's happening? John C. John, you're from Canada, ain't you? I can't remember everybody's YouTube handle. Look at that. Whew. Yeah, John, you rescue those horses. That's pretty cool. My father-in-law taught me a lot about horses. Never shoed them, but we did clean their hooves and trim their trim their hooves, clean out the frog, right? Frog, yeah. And I'm not going to finish this whole thing before I have to go. But let's keep going. See how far we can get. 10 minutes. All right, John. Yeah, the internet can be a funny thing sometimes. Why'd you do that? Don't do that. Can't get around the light or the camera. The watch keeps telling me you're sitting too long. Get up and move. Oh yeah, yeah. It's they become like family. They had a horse. I think she was. I really want to say she was 30 years old. Maybe even older than that. I don't even remember. I forget her name was Maybe, and I don't remember who was who, but I think her mom was a horse and her dad was a pony, or vice versa. But when she was born, they were like, maybe she'll be a horse, maybe she'll be a pony. So she got the name Maybe. And she kind of retired and only came out, if we had a big party. But man, she could outwalk the ponies, like the young ponies. You couldn't tell her how old she was. If I had some acreage, I might think about getting a horse. It's fun riding them. When the first time I really saw a horse up close. I was dating my wife, and I don't know. I think her dad was working, and I forget. I was over late, and uh, there was a storm rolling in, and the barn door swung open. So I went out there with her mom and her, and as we walk up to the barn, they had one window, and the horse stuck his head out. I'm like, holy Jesus! It was like Jurassic Park, almost the feeling, with the big, huge head of a horse. Like I've never really seen a horse up close. You know, seen him from afar, but not like right up there. He stuck his head out and whinnied to us. Scared the living daylights out of me. So yeah, that's a funny story there. Hey Herb, how you been, Herb? Oh yeah, they know their name. They would follow my father-in-law right behind him as he's walking up to the barn. You know, funny thing is they knew when he had apples or carrots. I kind of have my horse inside, Nala. She's an American Mastiff, so she's about the closest thing I'm getting to a pony. Trying not to hit the camera. Come on. Trying to take this piece out without having to take the blade out because I have a piece I have to clean up in that corner, but I may have to take it out anyway. Oh, got it. Stubbornness wins sometimes. So you can't really see it, but that curve. Just have to clean it up. See, if you drilled a hole in the corner, you wouldn't have to do this part, but there we go. All right, how much time do I have? I think I'm just going to cut this eye. This part, just this last part of this eye, and then I think I'm going to call it a night for tonight. Maybe tomorrow afternoon, I'll come back on for a little bit, see what we're doing. That's going to pop out. I can feel it. And I'm stubborn. I go till I break a blade versus going till when it's dull. Just makes it. Here we go. So I could feel that this blade's a little dull. I probably should change it, but I like to try and get as much out of a blade as I can without compromising the cut or the pattern. You know, you don't want to use a dull blade when you're making tight cuts, tight turns. Here we go. Alrighty. Yeah, well, I like them sharp too. It's just when you cut pine and plywood, they dull out quick. Better off doing, like, I could cut this whole piece. If it was poplar, I'd be able to do it all on one blade, no issues. Being that it's pine, I'd probably get the top letters cut with this blade, and then I'll switch off to the letters, the inside letters with the new blade. But I am going to sign off for tonight. Thank you for everyone for coming up here, and hopefully I'll be back on again maybe tomorrow afternoon, evening, or sometime during the week. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and please share. Thank you. Have a good day. Happy Easter, everybody who celebrates Easter. Talk to you later.